Welcome back to our series of training courses on the Temenos Transact core banking system. In the first course, I introduced you to the most basic knowledge about this core banking system. However, this is just the initial step into the vast world of Temenos Transact. In this course, I will continue to introduce you to the most fundamental, common, and characteristic concepts of Temenos Transact. This foundation will ease your understanding of the business knowledge in core banking in the upcoming courses. Please note that I will call Temenos Transact shortly as a common name, T24. Now let's proceed with today's agenda. Let's dive into the detailed interpretation of the agenda for the Temenos Transact training course, covering fundamental concepts. The first session is Overview. In this section, we introduce the Temenos Transact system, providing an overview of its features and functionalities. Understanding this overview is crucial to grasp the system's capabilities and scope. Next session is Branches. Here, you'll learn how the system manages information related to bank branches. This includes handling data specific to different physical locations or branches within the banking network. The third one is Input Authorize Basic Flow. This part explains how data input and authorization work within the system. You'll understand the process of entering information and ensuring its accuracy and approval. Next is Menu. Explore the list of functions and screens available in the system. The menu provides access to various modules and tasks, allowing users to navigate efficiently. Then we will discuss about user and rights, learn about managing user accounts and permissions. This includes setting up user profiles, defining access levels, and ensuring proper security measures. Next is Record Lock. Understand how the system handles record locking and unlocking to prevent data conflicts. This feature ensures that multiple users don't inadvertently modify the same data simultaneously. Next is Abbreviations. Access a list of commonly used abbreviations within the system. Knowing these abbreviations helps users communicate effectively and understand system-related terms. The last session is Version. Represents the screen designed for viewing, inputting, and authorizing data for a table. And Inquiry. Receive guidance on executing data queries within Temenos Transact. Trained users can retrieve specific information from the system using various query methods. During the Temenos Transact Introduction training course, we became familiar with some specific terms and concepts. Now we will repeat a bit and learn more about some terms and concepts on Temenos Transact core banking system, including Application or file. Represents a data table. Each table has basic features such as viewing, inputting, and authorizing data, similar to system tables. Live table contains valid data. His table stores historical data, capturing changes over time. AU table holds unauthorized data. Company or book refers to branches management. Version represents the screen designed for viewing, inputting, and authorizing data for a table. Function as IASDL, RV, etc. refers to functions for manipulating data within tables. Multi-value, like FMVMSM, represents hierarchical data with up to 3 levels, which can be independent or grouped. Menus, hierarchy menus that provide function entrances for end users. Inquiry, used for querying data. Let's explore the basic usage of Temenos Transact T24 through the T24 browser web. Later, Temenos introduced additional interfaces like UXP Browser and the latest Transact Explorer, which have more modern and lightweight designs. However, the fundamental usage remains similar to what I'll guide you through using the T24 browser web. Let's begin with the first step, logging into the T24 browser web. Keep in mind that Temenos still uses an independent user system and permission structure within the browser web. Unlike Transact Explorer, it doesn't currently support single sign-on SSO. Let's explore the 2 common ways to access functionalities within Temenos Transact T24. Command line approach. This method is typically used by IT admin professionals who have technical expertise and appropriate permissions. Using command line commands, you can directly input the names of the functions you want to access. However, this requires remembering specific commands. Menu-based approach. This approach is designed for end users who handle day-to-day business operations. Menus are pre-designed and assigned to specific users or user groups. Each menu groups related functions, making it easier for end users to navigate without needing to memorize individual commands. To switch from one branch to another in the T24 browser web, follow these steps. Accessing tools. Click on the Tools option to access the utility functions within the T24 browser web. You'll find this option in the top left corner, as illustrated in the image on the left. Selecting a branch. Expand the My Companies section. Here, you'll see a list of branches that you can switch to, as illustrated in the image on the left. Choose the branch you want to switch to. Let's explore data manipulation actions within the T24 browser web. Accessing screens. Start by accessing a screen. This can be either the original screen associated with a table, application, or a customized screen version. In the T24 browser web, when you hover over the screen name, you'll see the version name displayed as a tooltip. Data interaction options. Once you're on a screen, you'll have several options for interacting with data. Enter input mode to add or modify data. View data without making changes. Action. Additional functions for specific operations. Next is to determine the record ID for data manipulation in the T24 browser web. Input manually. You can manually enter the record ID when adding or modifying data. This is useful when you know the specific ID you want to work with. Search existing ID. Use the search function to find an existing record ID. This allows you to locate and work with specific records within the system. New deal. Generate new ID if supported. You can create a new deal or transaction, which will automatically generate a new record ID. Context inquiry. This functionality includes various types of inquiries that link to specific applications or versions. Here are some examples. List live file. This inquiry allows you to list all records that are currently valid live within a specific table, application, or version. List an off file. Use this inquiry to list records that haven't been authorized yet. These are pending records awaiting approval. List history file. The list history file inquiry displays historical records for a given table. It captures changes over time, allowing you to track modifications. In some other inquiries, you can customize to add new context inquiries. After identifying the record ID on the application/version as described in the previous step, depending on the selection mode such as input, approval, or action, you may have additional options for processing the next record. When inputting data, commit, confirm the record update. If the record has invalid errors, the system will report an error or warning. If the record is valid, the system will record the data into the database. Validate. Check the validity of the record. If the record has invalid errors, the system will report an error or warning similar to when committing. If the record is valid, the system will not warn but also will not record the data into the database. Hold. Temporarily hold the record for later processing. In this mode, the system will not process validity checks but will save the record to the database in hold mode. Actions for records pending approval. D. Delete the unapproved record from the $AU table. Approve the pending record. Actions for active records are reverse. Cancel the active record. V. Verify. Perform some processing related to other data tables. Context inquiry. This functionality includes various types of inquiries that link to specific applications or versions. In addition to some inquiries such as before identifying the record ID as described in the previous step, we also have some other functions such as printing data, copying the content of the current record to create a duplicate for another record. T24 browser web supports help text, providing end users with the ability to access help information and descriptions, helping them better understand each data field in the application or version. Browser help text. This allows you to see detailed information about what each field represents and how it should be used. Click on the title of each field. By clicking on the field title, you can access the description. View the description content for each field. Once you click on the title, the system will display the description, providing you with necessary details about the field. Note, the help text content can be customized to better suit your needs. Add descriptions for local tables/local fields. You can include additional descriptions for any custom tables or fields that are specific to your local setup. Change descriptions to other languages. If needed, you can modify the descriptions to be in a different language to accommodate different users. Add image to the description. It will make the description easier to understand. Let's practice a bit with some basic operations you can practice on T24 browser to help you understand better. If you have a T24 system, you can practice according to the content below. If you don't have a T24 system, don't worry. I will help you perform these exercises so you can follow along as a demo. Log in to T24 browser. Accessing functions from the command line. Accessing functions from menu. Next are some more basic operations on T24 browser web. Viewing a record. Generating an auto record ID. Viewing help text. Log in to T24 browser. Open the T24 browser web. Enter your sign-on name and password. Click the Login button to access the system. Accessing functions from the command line. Once logged in, locate the command line interface. To access the account function, type account, ca.open, and press enter. The system will navigate you to the respective function screens. Accessing functions from menu. Navigate to the main menu after logging in. Go to User menu. Select Account. Choose Open Current Account. This will take you to the screen where you can open a new current account. Viewing a record. To view a specific record, use the command account S100099 from command line. This command will open the account record with ID 100099. You can then review all the details and fields associated with this account. Generating an auto record ID. When creating a new account, click New Deal function, then the system can automatically generate an account number for you. Viewing help text. For example, open the account record using command account S100099. Click on the titles of various fields such as customer, category, etc. This will display the help text, providing descriptions and additional information about each field.